Welcome to Yits and Rides, the life of a year-round cyclist in the Appalachian High Country. Learn tips and tricks to survive riding through the mountains, no matter the conditions, the bike underneath you, the route or destination in mind. I'm here to share my experiences and get more people feeling confident living on a bike.
Tyson?
Yeah.
That's us.
Oh, that's you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
Good luck.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Yits and Rides. Today, my brother and myself are about to head to the grocery store and test out this Surly Big Easy properly before a big 20-inch nor'easter hits us in Maine. So this is the second time I've been on this bike. Testing it out, it feels really fast being on the front of it. We're blowing through a stop sign there. We're going to blow through a second stop sign here in a second, but if you realize who's behind us, it's Santa Claus. We're going to go ahead and get out of his way. Let him go about his deliveries. So here's transition one. As a theatrical technician, I usually void warranties for a living, so here's the towee making a connection. We're going to yank my brother up to speed here, 20 miles an hour. It's something I've been really excited to try with electric bikes, trying to pull people behind it. I'm not allowed to do that with my tiny human, so it's super fun to give it a whirl. So you gotta be super cautious when you're towing somebody with something like this. They've got to be on point, making sure they don't get sucked into your back wheel or making sure the towee gets sucked in. There's a little bit of some straight trailer and So the first big impression I have on this Surly is it feels super quick when you're on the front end of it. It feels like it's just pushing you along. I'm really used to something pulling me like the Paxter 80, but it's a lot of bike. It's still 90 pounds worth of bike, but it doesn't flex too much when you're really hammering it. It feels solid underneath you, well built. The one thing I really wish that Surly did is went ahead and spec'd front and rear lights with this thing. They did a great job making sure it was a complete package and a nice decent price for literally everybody to jump into the market. But I wish they offered that little bit extra, something with some hydraulic brakes and 4-pot brakes that were super solid. A lot of the electric bikes that I'm seeing right now are meant for flat land, nothing too crazy, and I wish they had a serious mountain option for folks. Something that had full fenders, lights, like high quality lights, because when you're in the mountains you don't have street lights to help you see where you're going. Passing one of the local town wharfs, public access. The only way you're getting into this spot is when it's at super high tide, or unless you got a really low draft. The one thing you gotta be careful with the towee is that there is a slingshot effect, so once you get to a certain point, it's gonna really pull them in. Here we are heading into transition 2. We're heading into town, so we don't want to be connected up while we're rolling into traffic and traffic signs. So my brother goes ahead and ditches the tow strap. I mentioned a few upgrades that I wish Surly had done when they were first originally speccing this bike. However, you can add a ton of accessories to these things and customize it for your needs. You can purchase lots of things for the rear rack. They leave you lots of holes and attachment points. You can buy kid carriers. You can have the kids sit kind of inside a little corral with a padded seat. They have stirrups to keep their legs from entering the wheels. You can really kind of go all out with this thing. My brother has a few accessories he's added, like some 45 North pogies. These are kind of the mild option. I have the Cobra Fist, and I could really tell a difference in the warmth between them. I'll always opt for the Cobra Fist. They're absolutely wonderful. My brother has a couple bags on the front of this thing for accessories or a drink. And I would also highlight that this has the Purion display, which is a bit smaller than I'm used to. It's nice and out of the way, but it doesn't give you a lot of readouts like I was hoping, so I would always upgrade to the Intuvia or something a little higher.
Tyson?
Yeah.
That's us.
Oh, that's you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah, we didn't do the ordering.
Oh.
Just the pickup.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that to be you, but bravo.
I really like the bags on this thing. I think they're super nice, large enough to carry most normal people's loads. I'm kind of disappointed in the long tail version because I thought I could hold and carry a little bit more, but you're going to need a trailer if you're going to haul some abnormal, huge loads like a sofa or something like that. When you're considering buying a cargo bike, I urge you to consider budgeting for an extra battery. You might not use it all the time, but when you do, you're going to be super happy and thankful that you spent that extra money and you have it, especially when you're out in the woods and you realize that you got to turn around and make it back home on that electric charge.
Yeah.
Once we were fully loaded up, heading out of town, I started to realize this unique buzz coming from the chain. Now, the one thing I didn't really like going into this whole thing was the fact that the longtails, you gotta use 1.5 chains in order to refresh it. And I think I noticed once we started to get going that there was a huge buzz, sideways movement coming from that chain. It felt odd right away. And so I kind of dislike it. Once I realized what was going on, I tried to push it here and there and see if I could replicate the feeling, and it kept coming back. So I would chalk this up to a major con for the long tail cargo bikes. Is you get that buzz feeling in that extra long chain, and it's just something that you're gonna have to live with. I really like my Paxter 80 because it feels very similar to a normal bike, with that chainstay being typical length. I really like the fact that I only have to buy one chain. Why would you have to buy 1.5 chains to replace it, unless it's a tandem?
This is awesome. We get to see my bike in action. The vibration off the chain is crazy. The chain's like going like different waves past like side to side. Oh yeah. Got this. Yes, they're probably so long. I should probably check it because it probably takes more abuse.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, whenever you buy one, like get a specific chain or
next to it.
Going turbo?
Oh shit. Sport should be.
Get some crud on the lens, bro.
Overall, I think the Surly Big Easy is a fantastic beginner's bike for anyone looking to get into an electric cargo bike. It will serve you well for a very long time, and it's easy to maintain and easy to work on. If you have any questions about the Surly Big Easy, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time on Gets and Rides.